The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Coyne Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the stores. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Hey, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or?
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting.
You know what? Honestly, we're working away from that, and I feel like I don't need to give Kev any more grief. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coyne Booth pregame. I'm your host, Jared Klim, alongside a various cast of characters today. It is, I guess, the slowest headline weekend of the NFL season. I guess that is the way we put it. The Pro Bowl games are here. Last year, I couldn't even find it when I went looking for it. The best game this week is the Senior Bowl, which, by the way, I'm actually excited to watch some of it tomorrow. Some Miami Hurricanes up there. Shout out to Cam Kitchens, James Williams, and Leonard Taylor for representing my Hurricanes. Awesome show today. We have of course, the usual cast of characters, which will be here in a second. We also have my boy Subbi coming back for his triumphant return. My man's rocking an epic mustache backstage, by the way. So, just a little intro. I decided before the show started today, I was sitting in my conference room, the whole sales team for my company's up at Connecticut today. And I thought to myself, you know what? Doing a drinking game for the Super Bowl is more relevant than ever because of how ridiculously memey this game will be. So, with that being said, speaking of memey human beings, ladies and gentlemen, joining me now is one of my co-hosts, the man who is known for his many hats, his swooped hairstyle, and, of course, the fact that he's named after a relevant character from a Scooby-Doo movie. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, a.k.a. Melvin Dew, a.k.a. Blackout Chrissy.
That is me, dude. No hat today, but love the intro. Beautiful.
Thank you, buddy.
As always.
And thank you, dude. And, of course, joining us is a guy who was talking some reckless shit in the pre-show lobby before I got here. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, a long-suffering Mets and now suffering Yankees fan. Ladies and gentlemen, the TikTok sensation himself, Jake Smigglesworth, a.k.a. Swagoo, a.k.a. Matt Ordazzo.
I don't know about Mets. You think you might have meant to say Jets there. But, yes, long-suffering Jets fan. Oh, I thought you said Mets. Long-suffering Jets fans, recently suffering Yankees fan, but I can't complain about that because, history. So I'm going to sound like a spoiled rotten kid if I complain about it. But other than that, beautiful, lovely hat you got there, buddy.
Thank you, sir. You too as well. We will talk about these hats in a minute. Also joining us is another handsome gentleman, host of the High-Low Sports podcast, along with our resident house cat, DJ Stewart. This man is an Auburn Tiger, a Cowboys, Kings, and Giants fan. That's a fucking mixture. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, one of the most cynical but lovable human beings I know, Kelcey Coyne.
I don't think I've ever had a better intro. That's spot on. Yeah, definitely love my cynicism.
There you go. That's why I bring you around, buddy. It's so funny, and you guys are very calm and relaxed. You DJ on your show, but then you guys come on our show, and your true sides come out, and it's hilarious. This is why we
are on our show too.
I know, but it's a little more unfiltered with us, and I think that's why we enjoy it. That's the whole point of the show.
Are you deeming us personalities
to cut loose?
I think you called me a psycho. Is what I just heard.
Well, we're all fucking crazy. That's what it is. I'm fucking snacking on my podcast, like fucking on Brad Pitt from Moneyball. Ladies and gentlemen, and our last guest, and not our least guest, is a college basketball expert, at least in my eyes, and a University of Arizona grad, at least a fan. I'm not sure if he graduated there, but I know he's a diehard fan of theirs. He hosts the Theater in College Hoops. He's rocking an epic mustache, and he is the co-host of the Lost Corner Booth episode. It's lost because I couldn't find the file. Ladies and gentlemen, Subbi!
What's going on, fellas? It's good to be back. I know Jared and I have been talking the last couple months about me coming back on. Scheduling's just been messed up, but honestly, it feels good to be back. You mentioned how it's kind of this dead period in football, and then college basketball is picking up. But excited to talk Super Bowl, excited to talk about Taylor Swift. I'm sure we'll get to her and all the memes coming on Super Bowl Sunday, but also excited to talk a little hoops. So looking forward to it. Also, Matt, real quick, I'm a Red Sox fan. So if you're suffering as a Yankees fan, man, just think about what I'm going through during this off season of just complete nonsense and effortless spending, if you even want to call it spending.
Yeah, that's fair. That's why I said I can't complain too much, because I sound like a spoiled kid with histories speaking. But yeah, no, I was actually just talking to one of the guys in our chat about it, because I was like, at least Dombrowski spent money. I mean, it's not like he didn't make the greatest of decisions, but at least he dished out money. Then you have Coyne that just didn't spend. And then you got this current guy that's like, yeah, we'll get rid of Chris Sale. We don't need to bring anybody else in. So it's like, it's almost like the Red Sox are trying to pull an Oakland Athletics and just like sell the team, which there's no way you're going to do that when you have historic Fenway Park. But it is really a mind scratcher where they don't spend.
Well, it's just, there's nothing worse than when the front office lies to the fan base and they're like, we're going full throttle. They have not gone full throttle. They're still a neutral, man. So it is what it is.
I'm convinced they only brought Devers back just to salvage the fan base from doing a complete mutiny.
Yeah, Devers is that Porsche in the driveway of like a trap house. You know that meme? Like that's what this is right now.
Hey, Brandon Cook, he was a Texan. Also, I raise you guys that with now I have to watch the Dodgers drop a couple $1 billion.
Your team and my team will constantly nip at their heels and be the reason why they will choke in the first round every year.
Yeah. That's all well and good. It doesn't make it any better when your arch rival though is spending $1 billion on like 4 players. Like, that's just silly. I don't like it, and it's not fair because those guys were supposed to become. One of them was supposed to come to San Francisco. So,
well, I'm sorry for that because I think my team's to blame for them spending $1 billion just to get swept in the first round again.
Well, at least Jock Peterson, signed with a different team after he posted a picture with the Philly Fanatic on Instagram. Diamondbacks.
We're just out here trying to piss off everybody.
He pulled a Trevor Bauer. I remember Bauer had a Mets hat, and then he went to the Dodgers before we all know what happened. But on behalf of Subbi and myself, we thank the Dodgers for getting Ohtani out of the American League. That's a good thing.
That is nice. I'll tell you what though, with Jock Peterson, he's going close to he's getting close to the NL West sweep, man. He's been on the Giants, he's been on the Dodgers, he's on the D-backs now. All he's got to do is the Rockies next, right?
Yeah. I don't envy you National Leaguers in the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Take Ohtani.
I mean, the Dodgers proved last year, if your lineup goes cold, who gives a fuck who you got in there? It doesn't matter.
I know that.
That's the other
Chris even worse. His lineup goes cold in game 6 and 7, and we had a whole different conversation.
Fuck.
I mean, to be fair though, I will say like I might be the most spoiled of the grouping here because I have the most recent championships, at least trio. So like I honestly don't care when it gets to playoff time. I'm like, all right, cool.
I was a freshman in high school the last World Series.
What'd you say, Jared?
Out of the trio. Oh, we're talking just baseball or just trio of the big 3 sports? Because I was thinking
trio of baseball.
Oh,
10, 12, and 15. Or 10, 12, and 14. And then I had Auburn in 10 as well.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I had Philly in 17.
Red Sox got 18.
That's fair. I mean, you get more recent. I feel better because there was at least 3.
Yeah. For me, I mean, if you count,
Miami.
You get multiple numbers there, and you're just like, I can't really complain anymore.
NLCS runner-up. Shout out me.
If you count LSU for myself, then a couple years ago. But other than that, I'm 28. You got to go back to when I was, 2009, a freshman in high school for my last baseball ring, and then football, I was like -30. I mean,
college
-25.
2017.
Let's say I was 6 when the Cowboys last won. No, 5 when the Cowboys last won a title. Before I was ever a fan, I didn't even know what was happening in football at that point in time in my life.
My mom didn't even turn 4 when the Jets won the Super Bowl.
Oh.
My dad was 5, I think, or 6. You know what's crazy is that what was it? My first Super Bowl I watched, I think, was I believe it was 2000, Ravens and Giants. I was 5.
That was a good game. Or that wasn't a good game, I should say.
No, that was an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah.
It was a fun one, though.
Ray and them boys were just putting a whooping.
I don't remember that one. I was a baby.
Man, I'm feeling
Borneo?
old now. I
The
remember
last white cornerback played in that game
Jason Sehorn, baby.
Sehorn, yeah.
with long sleeves. So you never knew he was white unless you looked inside of his mask.
Well, we have our next one coming up. He's supposed to be like a projected second round pick or whatever.
You from Iowa? He's good.
Yeah, he nasty. I watched his I started slightly watching draft tape because I was bored, and his Felco was like, huh. I'm like, okay, this can actually move a little bit.
Can't wait for him to become a safety.
After 2 seasons.
Yes.
Jim Leonard 2.0.
All right. Jim Leonard didn't run a 4.4 though. Jim Leonard was like a mid 4.5s, 4.6 kind of player, but he was a good safety though. Sean Considine, baby, another one. I forgot about Sean Considine. Chris remembers.
There you go. Cooper DeJean.
Is that really DJ in a little suit by whatever that is?
Yeah,
He's on ESPN.
Yeah, I was gonna say looks like a little Pee Wee Herman from far away.
That's him from back in his on air days.
Wow, when he was famous before he signed a minor league deal with the Mets.
Yeah, before he got drafted out of Clemson.
Still the best. I still think one of the best backgrounds of any contact on my phone is DJ. As it's the meme of Hunter Renfroe holding the goldfish.
Bow ties are never out.
That's a good point.
I just couldn't wear them for years because when I had my giant beard, you couldn't see anything below my chin. But now I can, so I got bow ties are back.
I think that was the last time I saw you. Actually, it was on this program. Now it was when you had the big old beard.
Because I was like a Halloween or two ago, I was a priest, but you couldn't tell that I was a priest because my beard covered the collar, so I just looked like a college grad walking around the streets.
You like a real suave dude walking around. All black.
All black.
All right, Maddie, we should talk about these hats quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, if you didn't hear, we had a little tragedy at Belly Sports. You guys know we're really tight with our boys over at Craft Brew Sports. Shout out to Mike, Mookie, and Scotty. All of them have come on the show multiple times. All of them are very close to us. So, their intern and now co-host Caesar passed away about, I believe, 2 weeks ago now in a very unfortunate accident. So these hats, which that's a bar, is what's written on them. By the way, these are the most comfortable fucking hats I've ever worn in my life. Like I told Scott this. I was talking to him the other day. I said, I hate rope back hats until I got this one. This is the material is very soft. It's very comfortable. It's very breathable. These hats and the stickers and everything else is on proceeds. And the link is obviously on our corner booth page, Facebook, Instagram, I believe as well. All are available, and the link is up there to be able to purchase one of these hats or the subsequent sticker that goes with it. Obviously, some people aren't hat people, but all proceeds go to Caesar's family, and it is the biggest thing we can do to support his family in this, very unfortunate time for them. And of course, being solidarity with our boys over at Craft Brew Sports as they're part of the Belly Up family and very close to us here at the corner booth. That being said, obviously, I'm more than happy to represent and wear this hat because it was very comfortable. I think I wore it all weekend when I showed up at my house Saturday morning. So, yeah, I'm more than proud and happy to wear this. And shout out to our boys, Scott, Mook, and Mikey. So that being said, go check it out. Link is plastered over our Instagram, our X, and our.
Yeah, it should be our most recent Instagram post that had that banner on the screen that Jared just showed as a post on Instagram, and it should have the link in there.
Worst case, we'll pin it and we'll just call it a day. But either way. But we appreciate any of you guys who have been able to support and help out, and it's been really cool hearing from Mike how much of a difference it's made and how it's been very much a help for their family. So awesome to all the people who have participated, even some of my coworkers. Like bought stickers. I was like, that's fucking awesome, man. I was like, this is cool. Like, I love seeing shit like that. But anyway, let's try to bring it up a little bit because
we got some NBA breaking news. Joel Embiid has torn his meniscus.
Who?
Joel Embiid has torn his meniscus.
Oh boy.
My fucking god, dude.
Well, fuck. I'm sorry, Chris. Should have leaned into that one.
You want to go get a beer or like a bottle of whiskey You're more than welcome to walk off for a second.
Fucking, I hope we get alcohol poisoning.
Jesus.
Fucking God, dude. Every year with this fucking piece of shit.
There's going to be some serious conversation about this rule, though, about like how many games you got to play to be eligible.
Dude,
like,
he needs to sit the fuck out, dude. I'm sick of this bullshit. I don't care about the MVP. I want a goddamn title.
I
won your
hear
MVP.
that.
You're not going to top Jokic. I'm sorry. You cannot stay healthy.
He was definitely forced to play that last game, wasn't he?
Dude, like he's just like,
damn.
You know what? I'd rather him rest now because if there's a shot, well, I mean, he will be healthy by the playoffs, hopefully. But you never know with this dude. He had a broken face the one year, fucked up knee, fucked up hand. He's just made of glass. I have chronic bloody noses, but I'm on this podcast every Monday and Thursday.
Trooper, man.
Thank you for your service, Chris.
Yeah,
they're not all
crazy.
Not all built like you.
It's a lot harder to be on a podcast.
Like Chris.
It's a lot harder being on a podcast than being an NBA star. I'm just saying, because you got to keep up with everything. I'm talking headlines, everything. Fucking B, dude. Hate. Sorry.
Well,
venting.
I actually was very surprised. So, me and Kelcey had this bet for 2 years. We had the Anthony Edwards bet we had going.
Yep.
He made an All-Star. He made a second All-Star game, which I'm very proud of him for. But you know who also made an All-Star game? Bitch boy Cat Towns, man.
No.
I can't stand that motherfucker. I'm sick of his shit.
Games all season. No, stop it. No.
I hate Cat.
Cat is an All-Star. It's such a stupid.
He's not an All-Star. He had one good fucking game. He averages 20 a game as our number 2.5. Because honestly, Gobert or Noel is more valuable to our scoring. Honestly, Conley outshoots him half the time.
The stick in the middle of the court is not an All-Star either. Rudy Gobert. He's not even a number 2 option anywhere. Should never be a number 2 option unless you're talking about Draymond punching him. Then it's probably the number 1 option. But
here's the thing. I think this is like the best. I was talking to a buddy of mine. My nephew, or not my nephew, my cousin. He's 15. He loves basketball. Huge Lakers fan. We were talking basketball for a little bit. We were talking about Gobert. I was driving home from work, and I said, "Listen, I think Gobert's found his perfect spot. He's the 5th scoring option. He doesn't need to do shit. Block shots, grab rebounds, do a couple putbacks. He's happy.
He's awesome.
He's number 5 now. He loves it.
Anthony Edwards ever being a top 20 player.
Yeah, he gave the world COVID.
It also makes it so Anthony Edwards will never be a top 20 player.
Anthony Edwards isn't a top 20 player right now.
What the fuck are you smoking? Kelcey is the biggest Anthony Edwards hater of all time.
Okay, hold on. Crazy. Name me. Let's say 5 players that he is better than that you can consider would be a top 20 player. I can't think of 5 players that he's better than that are okay. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Let's start there. 2
better than Jaylen Brown.
He might be better than, and I'm a Celtics fan. He's probably better than JB.
I would take over JB. Tatum? Hell no. Tatum's the top 5 player, but like Anthony Edwards, better than.
I think more of like Kawhi Leonard.
Really? Out of Kawhi having himself an All-Star season this year, just got snubbed from the
on the retirement home tour? Like the fuck you mean?
Right. Okay. If you talk about last year, yes, but this year, Kawhi, no. Kawhi is much better than Anthony Edwards has been this year. Now, talk about highlights. If you want to just talk about his highlights, top 5 highlight player of the career. But actual statistical production for his team winning games, no chance. No.
Value to his team on the court, Edwards
is Steve Francis.
Aren't they first in the West right now?
Stop it.
I'm talking about this year.
Yeah, this year. Nobody gives a fuck about last year. This year, the Timberwolves are in first place because of Edwards' play. It's not Cat. It's not Jaylen Noel. It's not Mike Conley. It's fucking Anthony Edwards.
Doing what particular is better this year than he has done in the past? The answer is he's doing the same exact thing except for
he's more efficient as a basketball player. But he's not.
He's still putting up the same.
He's the same player. He's the same like prototype player he always has been. He's more efficient at it. Also now, I don't know. The team also looks more cohesive. I watched 3 games so far this year. They just look like they're all on the same, except for Cat. Cat's on his own little fucking island. But like Noel, Alexander,
Naz Reid
Conley.
too. Naz Reid is nasty.
No, Naz Reid.
baby,
New
Naz Reid.
Jersey's finest, baby. Show
Now,
up.
let me be clear.
Listen,
I'm not saying Anthony Edwards is a bad player by any means. I'm not saying he's the worst player I've ever seen. He's not Cat to me. Cat, it pisses me off because he has all the talent. He doesn't play his position well. And by that, I'm not saying he has to be down low at all times.
bitch.
He works best starting down low and then working out. But the problem with the entire Timberwolves offense, what limits Anthony Edwards from becoming that top 20 player, is they have 3 big men they constantly use in rotation, and there's always 2 of them on the court. There are certain formations that they come out, or certain lineups they come out with all 3 on the court at the same time. And that eliminates half of Anthony Edwards' game, if not 3/4, therefore limiting his entire production base because you can't succeed about getting to the basket where he excels at.
Well, Cat and Nas both can stretch
trees
the
in the middle of the
floor.
way.
Cat and Nas are both.
This hostility is stressing me out. I'm gonna go grab some Starburst.
This started as fun to pick on Jared a couple years back, but realistically, it's not Anthony Edwards' fault that he's not a top 20 player.
He is, but we have this forever.
He is being hampered by the system he has been put in, by the players put around him. He is absolutely hampered. Pure talent wise, absolutely, I believe he could be a top 20 player. Performance, statistical basis, not yet a top 20 player.
Your boy just hung out to dry, motherfucker. Your boy just hung out to dry, motherfucker.
Yeah, if he gets a hangnail, okay. But that doesn't matter. I mean, look, I just started with the Celtics. I can go down the entire Eastern Conference if you want to, and I could find at least 8 better players in the East by themselves.
I'd have to disagree. What about Jimmy Butler?
This year, not Jimmy Butler. I don't think he's better than Jimmy this year. No.
Wait, you don't think Ant Edwards is better than Jimmy Butler this year?
No. I'm saying
no.
He's not better than Ant.
He's not better. He's not better than Jimmy. Oh, no, he is better than Jimmy.
He's better than Jimmy this year. I mean, again, last 3 years.
I think Jimmy has passed the torch to Anthony as one of the premier shooting guards in the league.
Sure, he's number 4.
He was at Hustle.
Maybe 5 of the shooting guards. But
we're still. Who's the shooting guard you put above him?
Do what?
Name the shooting. Name the
Jason Tatum.
Forward.
1.
That's a small forward, motherfucker.
Jason Tatum lines up at the 2.
What the fuck is Jaylen Brown play at that point?
Do you want Luka as a 2 or Luka as a 1?
Luka's better. Luka's better.
Better.
There's 2. Let's say
1. You don't count Jason fucking Tatum. It's a small.
Fine. We're not gonna count Jason Tatum. Donovan Mitchell. That's 2.
All right. I got.
That's dicey, but yes. Dicey, but yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
I pulled up ESPN's.
You wanted DeJounte Murray?
Top.
Hell no.
No.
This year, maybe not.
DeJounte Murray doesn't do anything.
Get the fuck out of here with DeJounte Murray.
No,
DeJounte Murray's a great fantasy player.
That's what it is. His stats are amazing, but on the court, I'm like, what the fuck is he actually doing for a season?
I'm gonna pull out the big gun now. Here you go, Steph Curry.
That's a fucking point guard. Get the fuck.
No, he's not. They have the rookie playing point this year, so Steph is a 2.
Does not count. Steph's a fucking point. Stop it. You said Klay Thompson 2 years ago. I say sure.
Mitchell is better than Edward. Period. Point blank. No question about it.
Why the fuck are they trying to trade
another one with the combo guy? Dame Lillard, he can play both, but if you want to classify as point guard, I understand.
Dame is a point guard.
I don't think he's better than Mitchell, period.
Still, those 3 that I've named alone still put at 4th best in the shooting guard position. I could still go through a bunch more teams if I had the time to go through and potentially make him a 5th. Devin Booker.
I disagree with Booker too. I'm sorry.
Booker's the only reason the Suns are succeeding right now.
Also, he's having a schedule.
KD's having an all right year, but statistically, it's Devin Booker's year.
Listen, honestly, you want my honest God opinion, Soups? This is my opinion. You take a coin flip, Book and Edwards, right now. Book and Edwards is a coin flip, and honestly, I'm landing on Edwards 90% of the time.
In the shooting guard conversation between those 2, I think we found our limiter there. 4th and 5th between the 2. Take your pick. But it still stands to reason that I just said he's still the 4th or 5th best shooting guard.
He is a top 20 player in this league, though, because he's the best player on the second best team in fucking basketball.
I'm on Starburst number 4.
It doesn't make you a top 20 player.
Nice.
Period. Think of the Spurs. Outside of Tim Duncan, when they were at the top of their game,
Manu and fucking Tony Parker.
Were they top 20 players at the time?
I think Tony Parker was, but not Manu. Manu was like top 30.
I have Manu one time. Oh, wait, never mind.
Manu got close because Manu was like the best bench player of all time in his period.
Tony was on the fringe of 20. Manu not included in that, but Tim Duncan obviously best power forward to ever play the game. But outside of that, I mean, like, let's look at the entire team. It was a conglomerate of good players.
Yeah, Matt Bonners and
because you're number one team walking away with divisions because you have a conglomerate of good players. And Anthony Edwards, I will stand by this. Until Anthony Edwards can be put in a system where he can excel and attack the basket when he wants to, he will not be able to make that step into being a top 20 player statistically.
Okay, so here's my thing. This is the last year I think they keep Gobert. I think they find a way to move off of him next year.
Yeah, they need to.
So Naz Reid will replace him as the center. I think Cat as the 4 is fucking brilliant. I've been saying it since he was a rookie. He's not a center. He's never been a center. He is a stretch 4. He is a great shooter. He's an exceptional guy off the dribble. He is great when he doesn't have to have his back to the basket. Naz Reid can do both.
Cat actually plays his best basketball with his back to the basket and then works his way outside to play off the dribble.
Yes.
That's how he's the best player that's how he scores almost 70.
Now, if he actually focused more on playing defense and not like podcasting, fashion, and
his
Kardashian lifestyle, whatever, I don't fucking care. Then maybe he'd be a top 10 player, but he's the talent of a top 10 player. He's just not. Because he doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, that's my problem with Cat, but we talked
about
that's
my problem with Cat too. That's why I've wanted Kelcey, you were my witness. I've been calling for him to get traded since last fucking October.
But no, look, it's not about Cat anymore. It's about Ant. We all know.
It's about Ant. That's my dog.
Ant talent-wise, yes.
Top 5 talent. He's just the problem is he's getting held back.
I'm not going to put him top 5 in talent. There are still more talented players. But I could arguably say he's a top 10 potential. Like he's that 12 through 8 range in that range. Somewhere he falls in there.
He's a Jack Dwayne Wade. That's what he is.
But I've never once questioned his talent. I always question his stats because of the system he's been put into. And I will continue to say that until he gets out of the Wolves system or they get rid of their 2-center Fourier, then he is never going to be the guy that he needs to be. He's never going to be the guy that everybody hopes he was going to be out of Georgia. And that's not anything against Ant Edwards. That is purely against the inability of the Wolves to put a quality team that does not require 2 Twin Towers to exist.
All I know is they have a top 5 defense. They're number 1 in the West. And
that was a nice Sean McDermott quote.
Yeah. Here's the thing is, Kelcey, I respect everything about your sports acumen. Here's my thing.
That's so
We're number 1 in the West. We have a top 5 defense, 2 All-Stars.
Did I
a shooter away from being basically
last year when the Kings were?
Offense? Stop. Hey.
I'm just saying.
And we are on pace to have our best season in team history. Okay. And who's leading that fucking charge? That's number 5. And those weird ass shoes of his that I want a pair of so fucking bad, but they sell too fast.
Again,
I hate Adidas sneakers and I want a pair of these things. So that being said, I want to get off this because we got so much more to talk about right now. And I thought this was an amazing debate here. I will say this.
There you go.
I mean, I'm not trying to get into this. I'm sorry, but I'm not riding with AD, Kawhi, Ja.
Oh, I'm not riding with fucking AD or Kawhi or Brunson. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, Brunson, I am.
Jalen Brunson is much better than AD.
Okay. Here's my only issue is the fact that people are disrespecting Brunson with like the Derek White comparisons drives me fucking crazy.
I'm not rocking with Halliburton either. He had like a 3-week stretch.
This season,
that's true. Okay, really right on that one because for about 3-week stretch, everyone was talking some sus shit about how Ant wasn't the best players on draft class, and they're all like, "Oh, Tyler's Halliburton." I'm like,
Halliburton's great.
Halliburton's fucking amazing, but like,
I think very highly of Ant.
I love how both my co-hosts just dipped out for a second.
Yeah, I'll stop. I will stop.
Okay, and all I will say is that my biggest issue with Brunson is that. First of all, fuck AD. All right, AD is literally still only relevant because he's still playing the Lakers. He would be getting like the LaMarcus Aldridge treatment at this point if he was on any other roster, where he just kind of fades into existence because he can't stay fucking healthy. LeBron and D'Lo are carrying that fucking beat ass Lakers team. I don't want to hear it at this point, DJ. I love you, but you're off here.
Okay, can I give you a statistical?
Just
one last thing. This is purely statistical rankings based off of per game stats this year. He ranks as the 42nd best player in the league statistically as far as impact on the game from points, assists, rebounds, and defensive ability. He is 42nd in the league.
Doesn't have to do as much.
Yeah, well, that's my point exactly. He is in a system in which he doesn't have to be that player, which is why he's not a top 20 player.
That makes no fucking sense. He's top 20 talent-wise, top 20 as a player to me because he doesn't have to do all that shit. So in that same aspect, Chris Bosh, when he was playing with the fucking Heat, didn't have to drop 30 a fucking game. So he's because of the system they were in, he's not a top 25, top 30 player because of that. No, it's okay.
Statistically, he still put up top 25 numbers at the time. I'm not saying I agree with the 42nd ranking here. I'm purely saying that he's not in the top 20 currently. And that's all. That's period. That's it. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying the man's awful. There are 15 men on 30 teams in the league. You're telling me being a top 25 is a bad thing? No, it's just he's not as good as everybody makes him out to be on statistically. But yes, talent-wise, he should be there. But again, talent means nothing. Chad Ochocinco had all the talent in the world football-wise as a receiver. Would anybody consider him a top 5 receiver all time?
No.
Why?
But he's
Why
probably
not?
top 15.
Why?
He's one of the greatest route runners ever to walk the earth.
But he was statistically never there.
But we're not talking about all time though. Like I'm not ready to put Ant
during
in
the
all
time
time.
if he was playing, even in the period he's playing, he would
my God,
like talent means nothing when it comes to stats. Like when it comes to rankings, talent means nothing.
Chris, don't get on an airplane, please.
Oh no. Thank God. All right.
That's how you
interfere in conversation.
It just dawned
I just
on
got it.
Referencing.
I saw the video like 3 days ago. That's why I got it. That was great.
Oh my. All right. Let's move on. We've been yelling at each other for 30 minutes. So, folks, now since we have 5 intelligent human beings on this show right now.
4. I'm not up there.
2.5.
I'm top 5.
I'm saying Matt and Subbi right now.
5 gentlemen who enjoy the alcoholic beverages. We need to develop the Corner Booth official Super Bowl 58 drinking game. Now, you folks in the chat can also contribute to this. We need to develop a drinking game. Now, it could be as simple as a Taylor Swift camera shot. You do a shot.
I'm not dying today.
Yeah, listen, I ain't hosting, so I got to drive home, man. So I got to be smart here. But
I got work tomorrow.
Everyone's got a suggestion. That ain't stopped me before. My fucking direct supervisor's up in town this week, so I got to be on my best behavior. That being said, we're going to go around the horn here. Everyone gets to pick one thing, and we're going to go around. We're going to try to develop the best drinking game. So, Subbi, you're the guest of honor here.
So this is on CBS, right? Super Bowl's on CBS. That gives us Nance and Romo. Oh, so it's not just a Taylor Swift shot. Take a shot when Tony Romo refers to Taylor Swift as there's a certain Chiefs fan who really enjoys this, like after a touchdown or something like that. Does his best to kind of make her seem like
incognito reference to Taylor Swift. I fucking love. Yeah, you know what? I'll allow that one. Anybody else disagreeing with that?
No, I love it.
I love it too. That's a good way to keep the shots down, but still available. I love it.
An average Chiefs fan.
Now here's the guy.
All right, relax, relax there, Collinsworth.
Oh, I got one. Take a shot every time I change my hat on stream. Oh,
I don't know.
I got my King Julian hat.
It's missing a couple points. Did you get hungry before?
Oh fuck. Wait, is it bad? Oh no, it's still there. It's bent over.
Where the fuck is your Viking hat?
It's over there. It's for the Super Bowl.
Okay, so Super Bowl show next Thursday. You will have the Viking hat on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what? Just for you, buddy, I'll bring mine out for that. Only if you promise to wear yours.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I'm good.
Also, by the way, breaking news: Kevin of Tailgate in the Quad is coming out of retirement. He will be on our Super Bowl show. He's committed.
Fuck yeah!
So you guys have until next week to change the intro?
Yo, honestly, I may have to literally sit in my basement for about 3 hours on fucking Sunday to fix this shit.
Oh, there's a Megamind sequel coming out.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, I saw it on
All
Twitter.
right, Maddie, just save this shit. What is? Insert your drinking game.
Every time a Chiefs receiver drops a ball.
What do we
MVS.
do? Take a sip.
Taking a sip because that might be a handful of shots.
All right.
Every time Mahomes gets sacked but doesn't get sacked, throws the ball away, does some crazy Pilates move.
Every time the Chiefs get a call, whether that's a flag is picked up or a flag is thrown late, you finish your drink. I'm talking, you slam that bitch. I don't care if it's a double IPA. You drop that shit hard.
You're trying to kill people's livers. Like, that's what I'm hearing.
Oh, no. Send a party past the end of the game because now you are going to have to realize that, hey, I'm going to have to slam because it's only going to happen towards the end of the ball game, not the beginning.
Nope. It'll happen at the beginning.
Oh, okay. So
hold on. Is it only if it's a late flag or like a flag that just is really ticky-tacky? Or like, are you even calling like flags that were swallowed that should have been called?
I'm calling it like drive-changing flags.
Shit.
Like where like Patrick Mahomes throws into triple coverage and gets picked off, but there's like defensive holding and the guy wasn't even close to the offensive player. So basically James Bradbury.
I'm calling in sick on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Got to take that buff today.
I do have one other one. Juwan Taylor gets called for offside.
You only got one. What breaking rules already? Haven't even gone through one
show. All right, fine. You know what? Kels, go. All right, you know what? Go.
You guys have to keep picking Chiefs ones, so I'm going to go a little different here. Every time Brock Purdy gets referred to about being Mr. Irrelevant, being the first Mr. Irrelevant to be in the Super Bowl, to win a playoff game, to do this, to start this, Mr. Irrelevant conversation, period, needs to be a drinking game. I'm also trying to make people's livers hurt.
You gotta take a shot every time they reference the previous Niners-Chiefs Super Bowl from a few years ago.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's a good one.
Every time they go, oh man, Patrick Mahomes is just different when he throws a really simple pass.
All right.
Every time.
Christy, before you go any farther, I need you to make sure you keep track of this. So write down the ones we've approved of.
After we said them all.
Have we not approved of any?
No, so we've approved. So Subbi, what was your initial one? Was Tony Romo nonchalantly referring to Taylor Swift?
We did 12 of these. Okay, shit. Now I got to write all these down.
Yes.
You got to change hats.
You're the court scribe.
All right, hats off. Wait, what was that? What was it? Something about
Tony Romo referring?
Taylor Swift being a woman? What is it?
No, Tony Romo refers to her as just a regular Chiefs fan. Like this Chiefs fan likes that touchdown.
Tony Romo refers to Chiefs.
If Travis Kelcey has a game like the AFC Championship game, that's game over too.
Oh, we're all getting fucking hammered.
Ooh, how about every time Tony Romo goes, ooh, I don't know here, Jim.
That's coming for sure.
That's take a sip of your drink. That's you got to for our liver's sake.
That's a case on its own.
Oof.
That's dropping at least the 12 brothers.
I'm gonna need to pause from this drinking game from ever happening. Like I'm gonna need to go back in time before we ever set these rules.
I'm gonna need a liquid IV.
All right. You
take
a sip of water every time Juwan Taylor gets called for a false start.
Water for when Juwan Taylor gets
because he's gonna do it at least 3 or 4 times during the fucking game.
No, you said gets called though, but he's not gonna get called for it.
Exactly.
But you don't do that to me.
Okay, so I got
water. Don't be the anti-Crown Royal commercial.
Oh, I don't know here, Kels. All right, hold on. Tony Romo refers to T Swift as a regular Chiefs fan. I got Tony Romo. I don't know here, Jim. And then the other one is for water for Juwan Taylor.
Every time Juwan Taylor commits a penalty.
Okay.
Take a shot every time they reference a previous matchup between the two in the Super Bowl.
Yep. And then Mr. Irrelevant gets mentioned. That's a shot.
Every time Brock O'Clock gets mentioned. Broccoli clock.
I'm trying to look what else I got. What was mine before?
Give me 3, so I don't know.
Shot every time. Jared says, fair enough.
Go fuck yourself, Chris.
Shot every time. Jared says, go fuck yourself. Okay.
Every time a Chiefs receiver drops a pass.
Oh,
yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm back in the game. Thanks, Jared. Every time.
Jawan Taylor called for holding. That was one. Oh, the game.
No, it was the water. Like every time Jawan Taylor commits a penalty.
Wait, every time Chiefs receiver drops a pass, is that a shot, like a sip, or is that back to what? When do we figure? Okay, a Gatorade every time.
Well, on the north end of our years, maybe we just do sips.
Yeah. Chris, you finish your drink every drive changing call for the Chiefs. So we're talking like they pick up a flag on a blatant holding, or like, a receiver gets tackled, like Brandon Ayuk gets tackled. Oh, I didn't see nothing. Like that kind of shit. Like basically like saves a drive kind of thing.
All right, I got 6 of them so far. So
we need 2 more. We need 8.
2 more.
Because I feel like we're pushing pretty close to liver.
No, 8's the maximum. I feel like we and then Chris, what we'll do is we'll tweet this out Super Bowl Sunday.
That's fine.
Take a shot every time. I don't know how often it's going to happen, but take a shot every time George Kittle looks at the sky cam. George Kittle loves.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sky cam.
I feel like that needs to be a drink. That needs to be the whole drink though, because it's probably only going to happen once. Because he so far it's been once a game.
Yeah, that's like a wild. I like that one because that's like a wild card one. Because if it happens, now you got to finish your drink.
I'm good with that.
I'm with you, Subbi.
All right, here's the wild card. Every time Jason Kelcey is featured on camera, just anytime he's on camera, that's a shot. Actually, no, that's a drink. I feel like that's a drink because it shouldn't.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I was going to say add something to him if he's shirtless, but he's probably just going to be shirtless from the first whistle, right?
If it's a non-shirtless, so he has a shirt on, it's a shot. If he's shirtless, it's the whole drink.
Okay, so shirt pops. Okay, shirt on, tits out, drink.
Tits out, drinking the whole thing.
Shirt off, tits out.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But shirt on,
I love this kid.
That just means he gets a shot.
Okay, so hold on. So the shirt on, are we staying sober? Because we want to see you pop off the shirt.
No, you still have to take.
We want to see the tits.
We want to see the dude. We want to see. Oh, we see some tits. I mean, it's not Taylor Swift, so we got to go to the next best thing. All right. So shirt on, shot.
Yeah,
okay, shirt on, shot, but on camera, and he's screaming.
Oh my god!
Shirt on, shot.
All right.
All right, I got it. All right, so we got 8 here. Let me run it. So
all right.
What? I'm on.
Go.
Fuck. Okay, Tony Romo refers to T Swift as a regular Chiefs fan. Wow, I got my own fucking broadcaster. Holy shit. I got Tony Romo. I don't know here, Jim. I got water for Jawan Taylor penalties. I got a shot for every time Brock O'Clock in the Super Bowl rematch is brought up. Every time a Chiefs receiver drops a pass, that's a sip. You finish your drink every drive changing calls for Chiefs. Take a shot every time George Kittle looks at the sky cam. Okay, next one is every time Jason Kelcey is on camera, finishes the drink. Shirt off with his tits out is a drink. Shirt on. Shirt off with his tits out is a drink. Shirt on with his tits in his shirt is a shot. A lot of
his tits in his shirt.
I want to know where else they could go. They're either in the shirt or out of the shirt. What do we have a 50 option here?
There's no option C. They're in or out of the shirt. All right, I got it. We'll tweet it Sunday.
Fuck yeah.
Yes,
I love this. Look, this is why Chris is like the great one. This is why Chris will go in like the goats of like the Corner Booth co-hosts of all time. And the crown's back on.
Let me tell you something. We're screwed if Jason Kelcey wears his shirt like a bra. Like tits are in, but his belly's hanging out. I don't know what we do then.
Okay.
Belly only. Belly only.
Shirt off, belly up. Oh, sport. Nah, I can't run with that. Shirt off.
I mean, we are belly up, so it might as well call it belly out.
Kind of works.
Ooh. Okay. All right, we'll figure it out.
I
Yeah,
like
Jared,
that one's
change
like
it.
2 shots, 3 shots.
Some more coaching breaking news. The Raiders have a new offensive coordinator, and his name is Cliff Kingsbury.
Whoa.
Wow.
He moved super far away from Phoenix. All
yeah.
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Does he pull a Nick Saban and just keep living in his house in Phoenix and then fly up to Vegas for everything?
The Raiders also interviewed Chip Kelly.
Oof.
Ugh.
Yikes.
I'm so fucking happy that Chip Kelly did not get the job in Philadelphia. When that was a headline for 30 seconds, I was like, this is my worst nightmare. We truly are on the darkest timeline. I hate everything.
I almost stopped watching NFL for an entire year.
I would literally drive down to Philadelphia and just hit that guy with a fucking sledgehammer in his shins.
Just stop at my house.
You ruined my childhood, you short little fuck.
You ruined my middle school years. Couldn't believe you.
Now you know how it feels to watch your coordinators and former coordinators sign with NFC East rivals.
Thank you for Kellen Moore.
It hurts.
No, thank you.
I tweeted out something on Sunday because I saw a bunch of people acting. Oh my God! It's Chiefs legend Robert Taylor.
Okay. If Robert Taylor joins the stream, everybody takes a shot. Oh fuck!
2 cases.
Rob,
cases.
I missed you, brother. Congratulations to your Chiefs on getting back to another Super Bowl.
That is a fire profile pic.
Oh, Rob's the shit, man. I love Rob. He's one of the corner booth. Craft brew fam who've actually I've actually talked to more than actually just like through the usual. Hey, listen, man. We appreciate you coming through, man. I also appreciate your Chiefs destroying my parlay. Actually, no, honestly, the Ravens were a bunch of pussies. So congratulations on handling business and standing on business. Listen, we'll get you next year. Don't worry. It's okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted that game either.
That's okay. You got it, Matt. You guys can keep doubting. It's all good. See, here's the thing. I think the Kellen Moore signing by Philadelphia was awesome, and I'm actually kind of excited for it. I don't think he'll ever be a head coach.
I'm burning the link down.
If Kellen Moore's the reason the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Kelcey's just gonna call it a day.
I'm retiring from ever being a sports fan. I'm gonna retire from the podcast at that point in time. Like, I have nothing left to give the world other than the fact I said Kellen Moore would be a great offensive coordinator and eventually lead a team to a Super Bowl. And then guess what? He leads the freaking Eagles to the Super Bowl. No. I couldn't. I mean, that would be my best ever prediction I've ever made on the show. And I would never be able to top that. And I'd also never be able to live it down.
All right. Well, as much as I love talking Super Bowl, we're going to talk a bunch more about Robert Taylor's Chiefs taking on the San Francisco 49ers of Scotty Kaiser and them boys, Matt Barr, Joe Hall, you as well. Shout out to all my friends over at Craft Brew. That being said, Subbi, it is your time to shine, my friend. It is time for college basketball for dummies. And I'm even going to put you in the big screen.
Dang. Look at that. What do you need me to start with, Jared? Actually,
all right, let me ask you this. Obviously, I know my Tar Heels losing to Georgia Tech was fucking annoying, and I really want to hear about it. That being said, who are like the premier teams that everyone needs to really just keep an eye on? Like they could just steamroll through March.
Yeah, so it starts at the top with UConn. They're number one in my eyes. They are the clear-cut best team in the entire country. They take care of business. They're a serious basketball team. What I mean by that is so many teams around the country play with their food. Everyone always says it's so tough to win on the road, and it is. Doesn't seem that difficult for UConn. They lost a ton of players from last year's title team, and they're still a wagon. So UConn's number one. Number two is Purdue. I think they're behind them, not very far, but they're behind them. I saw Purdue live in Indianapolis against my Arizona Wildcats, and their backcourt was crazy. Everyone knows about Zach Edey. I want you to remember the name Braden Smith, unreal point guard. He got snubbed on the Cousy Award. So Purdue's another team. Houston, they made the move to the Big 12. Houston's been awesome the last few years, and they had a little bit of a rough patch a couple weeks ago. But that's what's going to happen when you play in the best conference in America. So Houston, be on the lookout for them. And then your heels, man. Like, North Carolina is nasty. Defensively, they're very, very good. They dropped one against Georgia Tech. All right. That happens.
I knew it was going to happen, man. We were rolling off wins where I was just like, okay, 4 point, 3 point. We're going to catch one. And, we caught a strike. It's what happens. But
it came down to the last possession, though, still.
I was watching the fucking game. Trust me, I had to relive that. Who would have thought losing Caleb Love would have been good for us?
And it was beneficial mutually for Arizona and Carolina because he's been awesome for Arizona. And obviously Carolina's rolling right now also. But like I said, Carolina's defense is just a complete force right now. It is kind of crazy, though, because we talk about Duke. All I'm hearing the rhetoric around Duke is that it sounds like they're a bubble team. If they beat Carolina on Saturday, they're tied for first place.
Regular season champs, right? Or no. No, because it comes down to March, whatever, 5th or 6th, or whatever the fucking last game is between the two of them, probably.
It probably will, but up until this point, everyone's been all over Carolina, rightfully so. But everyone seems to be fading Duke for a reason. Duke wins in the Dean Dome. They're tied for first in the ACC. And then my last one would be Tennessee, man. Tennessee is very good. I know they just lost to South Carolina, but Tennessee is super good. The only thing I would say is that if they have a very bad 3-point shooting night, like 18-25%, they will get knocked out in the first round, which is sketchy. So those are my 5 teams that I think are just the top echelon of the college basketball space. And I'm about to go let my dog out to shit, but still down to talk.
I love it. This is the dedication this man has to our podcast. Chris has a question. Chris, what do you got for Subbi?
Yes, Professor Subbi. Chris here. So if I'm a betting man, which I am, which team am I throwing the money on come March Madness?
Whew, that's good. That's tough, only because March Madness is the biggest crapshoot ever. It's so stupid. But if I were to say it right now, go ahead.
I was going to say I did not expect that answer.
I mean, it's just how do you account for a team like St. Peter's? Even Carolina going to the national title game a couple years back.
I want so much money on those 2 and 21. Are you kidding me?
It's crazy. But if I were to put money on it right now, man, I think I would go Purdue. It's tough to repeat if you're in college basketball, so that rules out UConn. And then Purdue has just been rolling, and I do think the last few seasons of failures are going to prove to be an emotional catalyst for them. They cannot, if they don't capitalize on this window, you're when the hell's it going to happen? So I would say Purdue.
Okay. My question, Professor Subbi, is which out of the 5 that you mentioned is going to catch a stray in the first 2 rounds?
Dang, that's a really good question. I think UConn and Purdue are out, as in they'll be fine. Carolina's defense is really good. Sadly, I think it might be Tennessee.
You mentioned the shooting. That's what got me intrigued about this question.
I'm telling you, man, if they don't shoot all they got to do is shoot mediocre. I'm talking 35% from 3. That'll get the job done. Yeah. But if they don't, they can absolutely get clipped. We've seen it before. And the shitty part for Vols fans is that they've seen bad shooting nights. So I would lean to either Tennessee, after them, maybe Houston. I like this class.
Don't talk to our boy Parker, by the way, because he writes for Houston Cougars now.
I got one.
I mean, Houston's still really damn good, though.
I want to go back to the SEC. You mentioned Tennessee as your one of your top 5. How do you feel about them being one of your top 5, but not even being at the top of the SEC? Right now, sitting at 4th behind Alabama, South Carolina, and Auburn. And Ken Pom has them as a top 5 team as well. But record-wise, can they stay there?
Man, the SEC is such a bear. That's a great question. It's a good point. Let me knock off a couple of them, though. So Auburn, they really haven't played anyone this year. I think water will find its level with Auburn. They're a good team, but I don't think they're better than Tennessee. They just played Vanderbilt, who everyone is dog walking. Yeah. South Carolina, I like a lot. But I also think South Carolina is going to come back down to earth. It's tough to say they're not better than Tennessee when they just beat them on the road in Knoxville. And then Bama, Bama's good in spurts, but I don't know if they can put together a full 40 minutes like Tennessee can. And I think Tennessee, 3 of their losses, dude, that came in like a week span when they played the likes of Kansas. I think they played Marquette. Like they've had a rough schedule out of conference, but they've held up all right. I would be the team I would be looking at, and it's a game on Saturday. By the way, this slate on Saturday is unbelievable.
Oh, it's insane. It's
so good. But Kentucky's really, really good. The only issue I have with them is their defense. They can't play a lick of defense, but they're nasty. And so if someone told me, like, I think Kentucky's the best team in the SEC, I'd be open to having that conversation, honestly. But that is a fair point. Tennessee needs to make a little bit of headway if they want to get the 1 seed in the SEC tournament.
One more question. Hey, Professor Subbi, I took an oath that I wouldn't shave my beard until Drake College won a national championship. Where do you see that the next 5 years?
I think you're going to keep that beard, but did you go to Drake?
No, I'm friends with a guy named Drake.
All right.
He's from Canada.
Let me tell you something. That guy. Drake's good, man. Drake's been a solid program over the last few years. DeVries is a good player, good coach as well. I just don't think they'll win a national title. But like I said, there's always some teams that just emerge to the Elite Eight or the Final Four, and it doesn't. Usually, it's mid-major teams. But you look at last year's Final Four, right? FAU. If you were like, when can I shave my beard last year? Actually, 2 years ago, if you were like, I want to shave my beard when FAU wins the title, I'd be like, what are you talking about? They went to the Final Four last year. San Diego State went to the title game last year. Miami. I don't think a lot of folks, I know, Jared, you're a Miami football fan, but like, I don't think a lot of folks had Miami.
I didn't think I was going to be talking about Miami college basketball that late in the season. No.
It's crazy, man. So over the course of 5 years, and if you get hot for 4 or 5 games in March, hey, man, maybe you might need to get the Clippers out. Who knows?
Let's go.
So, I'll ask you this, Subs. So every couple of years we have like a player who just goes on a ridiculous run in the March Madness, whether it's Steph Curry, Kemba Walker, whatever. Is there a player you're kind of like on a mid-tier, almost bubble team that could just wreak some fucking havoc in March?
Let me give you 2 point guards. I always get drawn to point guards. One mid-tier, Northwestern's Boo Buie. It's a super fun name.
I love that name.
It's a super fun name. Boo, B-O-O, last name B-U-I-E.
Where can I get this jersey?
He's awesome, man. Dude, this guy is electric. Like, come winning time, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, he's going to hit shots. He's awesome. Northwestern beat Purdue this year earlier, and a couple nights ago, they took him to overtime in Purdue. So Boo Buie's one. Mid-major guy, Colorado State, Isaiah Stevens. Isaiah Stevens is one of the best college point guards in America. The Mountain West, which is what Colorado State is in, is very good. He's going to be electric too. So Boo Buie and Isaiah Stevens are going to have their coming out party.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, I got one last one for you.
All right, Jared. You get an Isaiah Stevens jersey. I'll get a Boo Buie, and then wear it.
Fuck yeah, we're doing this.
Jesus. Okay. Anyways, what do you make of the idea, or I guess it's the trend really, that every national championship since 2002 has ranked either in the top 44 or has ranked in the top 44 of adjusted defensive efficiency, Ken Pom, and then 19 of those 20 top 21 offensive efficiency. Is that something to look out for if you're making a bet on a futures bet?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Kelcey, you are incredible with the stats, man. That's very impressive. I mean, I think you got to look at that for sure, especially like if you're looking for a team with a deep run. I always say this, like I try to avoid, like I know everyone wants to say who you got in the Final Four, like who you got winning the title, who's the best team in the country. Like I try to avoid that stuff just because, again, like you can never tell. I'm going to look at last year's Final Four, but like when you're filling out brackets, I don't know if you're in bracket pools or whatever, like you want to get a team that's not going to get knocked out in the first round. So I'd look at those stats to be like, who can make it to the Elite Eight, right? Elite Eight, I would say, is kind of the cream of the crop, and you get like your big time winners there. Dog did pee and poop, so all good. I'm going to go sit back down. Sorry about that.
Thanks.
The dedication you have to this podcast is impeccable, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, the quality of the answers you're giving while taking care of your dog, That's a 100 out of 10 right there. That's impressive.
Respect.
You guys are too kind. You guys are way too kind.
Get this man a trophy.
Thank you, Professor Subbi. Also,
Yes,
by the way, those
guest
stats.
of the season, Subbi is the leader in the clubhouse.
Yes. By the way, those stats that Kelcey brought up, he did steal them from me. I did text them to him.
Really? Is that
The beef
your
between Chris and Kelcey continues.
Yeah. Listen, I got a Burger King crown hat. Would I lie to you? No.
I mean, I can't argue with that because it makes no sense.
You guys did your research.
Yeah,
How
we
long
did.
have you had that crown for?
About a month.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if it was
I've been the
Okay,
king.
so it wasn't the guy in the video. We got it.
No. He got it off me. Actually, it wouldn't make sense. Never
Okay,
mind.
so I got one more spin off since Chris is going on a rant.
Maddie, you got another question? You got a question for Scoops?
No, I'm just waiting until UConn men's win again.
I mean, they're such a wagon. The only thing I will say is if you guys are bored this Saturday, try to turn on some college hoops. Like Duke, North Carolina, for my money, is the best rivalry in all of sports. And then there's just a bunch of other great games. Like Iowa State's playing Baylor. UConn's playing St. John's. Like that's going to be a good one. And then what else we got? Houston, Kansas. That's a top 8 matchup. Houston, Kansas is going to be good.
All right, I'll do this. Since I trust you completely with college football and college basketball bets, I'll let you construct a 3-team parlay, and I'll throw the house on it. It's a no sweat Subbi bet.
Oh, that's clever.
I love that.
So you need to give me what do you need me to give you?
Three teams you like this weekend. I'll put money on them.
All right, 3 teams I like this weekend. I'm going to try and go big time here. So I think Carolina rebounds at home. North Carolina over Duke. I'm going to take Houston on the road at Kansas, which is a bit of a risk, but they look good. And Kansas has actually kind of been a little shaky recently. And then I'm going to say Tennessee over Kentucky.
Tennessee over Kentucky.
Okay.
So come back to me if that goes 0 for 3 or 1 for 3. I apologize. But I'm going to take 2 road teams there.
Oh, don't worry. If it goes over, Chris will tell you every single time you're on the show.
Chris still has Chris, by the way, Kelcey wore Tulane blue today for you, just for you.
I know. I saw that. I wasn't going to say anything until now. Nice color, Kels. Anyway.
It's beautiful. It should have been a winning color on that against Ole Miss, too.
Yeah, well.
Sylvia wasn't here for this. Chris's first show with us for picking games. Kelcey suggested taking Tulane over Ole Miss, and there was a bullshit call at the end of the game, and Chris tells him forgiving him for it.
So the bull call was the quarterback, the third string quarterback, mind you, for Tulane, who was leading an exceptional game, made a 4th down conversion, converted it by about a half a yard. They set the ball forward as far as he gets a first down, and then immediately one of the side judges comes in and says, that's not right, and moved it back a yard and a half. And they went into review, and the review showed it, but they're like, call stands, can't do anything about it.
I think I remember that.
That's how Kelcey sees the game. I saw it another way, but we won't bring that up right now. This bitch brought to you by candidates. Thank you.
Nothing or Tulane. He didn't have an answer for their long shot pick, so I don't even know why he gives me so much stick for it.
It's great radio.
That finished my week 1. That finished my season. I said
Chris, listen, we could go back in the shows and look up some of your greatest hits of some of the bets you've made this year. But
dude,
I'll say
it's okay. Listen, before he quit mid-season, Mason was sliding fast, so I think you would have been in 30 even if he was still in the game. But
I got one more basketball question though for you, Subbi. And this one's a more fun one. Bronny James. Boom, bust, 4-year, 2-year, 3-year. What do you think?
I mean, it's tough to call him a bust because I didn't necessarily think he was going to be all that great in his first season. Like, first of all, he's not his dad. He just has his dad's name, and that's no disrespect. But also he's a freshman. Like that transition is very tough on any high schooler. So I don't know if he's a bust. He's certainly not a boom. Like USC is terrible. this year. One of the worst USC teams I've seen in like 10, 15 years. They've been hurt with injuries, but they're just not very good. As it relates to NBA, I don't know. Like I see him on a lot of mocks, but I don't know. I couldn't like project his NBA draft projections or anything like that. But as of
want LeBron to play for him, that's why.
Yeah, that's a very fair point and very well could happen. But like as of right now, Bronny's just, I mean, it's just kind of mediocre. USC's not drawing a lot of eyes, not drawing a lot of attention. So he's just, I guess he's doing all right. Like the whole roster is just kind of bad this year. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, his teammate Isaiah Collier, who's injured, he's going to be a top 3, top 5 pick. And he's pretty damn nasty. One of the best passers I've seen.
I agree. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't alone in that thought.
No, you're good. This is a lot of fun, fellas.
Listen, Subs, you've been kicking ass today. I appreciate you for this. Like when I was thinking about this before, I was like, listen, what a better way to get us through the slowest football weekend of the year than talking about the next sport up, because it's college basketball. Then we get baseball, NFL draft, and then we get the off season. And it's football again. So there you go. Also, NBA finals get sprinkled in there somewhat, but
I might fly out to the Pro Bowl this weekend. You know, kind of get like a heads up of where players are going to be going next year if they're staying with the same team. Just so next year when I do my pick'ems, I'm not going to lose a game. I'm going to have insider info. I'm going to go all out next year. I might fly out to some mini camps.
So somebody
Chris,
watched.
Didn't you just tell me the other day you're like about to like tell your boss to go fuck himself? Like what?
Yeah, dude, I'm a wild card.
Out in Florida again? Is that in Orlando?
Yeah,
it's in Orlando.
Yeah.
Which year is it? I thought it was. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Orlando. Back in Orlando.
They changed it. I think from Hawaii to. Was it Hawaii originally?
It was.
Because like Aloha Stadium's been condemned now because it just structurally cannot stand up straight. But like I think a lot of the appeal to players as someone who's fucking who is the Neanderthal who's belching in the microphone. So I have to ask that question.
I don't think anybody belched. I think that was a snort.
Fair enough. All right. Either way, I think a lot of the appeal to the players for the Pro Bowl was definitely for the Hawaii vacation. Now you just go to like the 4th best city in Florida. You're like, wow, thanks.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah.
Wait, okay, now I got to know, what are the 4 better cities in Florida?
I'm going to take Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's better than Orlando?
Nah, fam. All right, stop it.
All right, I'm sorry. Well, because the thing is, like, how
who likes that trash hole?
Okay, so I'm sorry, Miami
is Key West,
Tampa,
Key West would be one.
Daytona Beach,
Siesta Keys.
Yeah, any one of the Keys. Basically, put the Keys as a group as number 1.
Yeah, we'll put Keys, Miami, Daytona Beach, and the Tampa St. Pete area, and there's your 4.
That's fair.
I don't know much about Florida, I got to say.
Oh, Vice City.
I like the Tampa St. Pete area. I think that's an underrated one.
Tampa St. Pete.
I don't like Daytona Beach.
I cannot wait to go back.
Daytona Beach sucks. There's too many retirees.
Yo, Daytona Beach is it's good, cheap fun. But the thing is, like, I've been to Jacksonville once. Never been to Tallahassee, and I think that's still too much.
A lot of jagging off in Jacksonville.
If you're not in college, Tallahassee, Panama City, those 2 suck. If you're in college, great time. Have a blast.
How about Fort Lauderdale?
No, it's a
Palm Beach actually kind of slaps. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, what does?
Palm Beach.
Oh, Miami.
Palm Beach is just chill.
It's Miami. It's the calm part of Miami.
Fair enough. All right.
Don't forget Pensacola. Pensacola is actually kind of nice. Yes, I'd say
Sarasota.
Sarasota's nice. I heard.
Is it?
I got 3 clients on my day job who live in Sarasota, like during the winter, and they fucking love it.
I'll say I think we just found out Orlando's actually like number 8.
All right. Too.
So we haven't talked at all about any NFL headlines. So we'll kind of finish off the show with it. Dan Quinn, officially the Commanders head coach.
Great.
So
again.
So Vrabel and Belichick both go unsigned this coaching cycle. Interesting.
That's crazy.
I mean, Vrabel, yes. Belichick, I'm kind of like, maybe teams are kind of done with his bullshit.
What about Bieniemy? That's a shocking one. The fact Bieniemy for a 4th year in a row has yet to get a head coaching job.
I mean, listen, that Commanders offense kind of fell apart towards the back end of the year. Let's be honest.
Was that his fault or that bad offensive line that was decimated?
That's also the fact they tried to entrust Sam Howell, who's basically the QB equivalent of Sideshow Bob.
Still gave me more fantasy points than Jalen Hurts this year, so I can't hate the guy.
Hey, listen, I blame Brian Johnson. I blame him for that.
I was just going to say, not to bring it back to the Chiefs again, but how funny was it, like, during the regular season when everyone was like, oh, the Chiefs are kind of struggling. It's like, oh, they missed Tyreek Hill. Oh, they missed Bieniemy.
They still fucking find a way, man.
Here they are, man.
It's like gonorrhea. It still finds a way to keep coming back.
It's crazy.
I'd probably call your doctor.
Wait, Kelcey, are you a Cowboys fan? Is that what I'm gathering here?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right. I mean, this is just me being a troll, but any worry that Dan Quinn at some point is going to bring Micah Parsons over?
Oh, I mean, I would welcome Micah Parsons' leave, not because I would be okay with it, but more so just because that's what the Cowboys deserve. They keep letting all their quality coordinators walk away while keeping the dumbest head coach in the NFL in position.
We all know that Mike has been secretly been recruited to like his home state of Pennsylvania for the last like 3 years in a row.
I mean, look, I don't care. It's it's not the NBA. I don't have to worry about collusion charges here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like if it happens, it happens. I welcome it. Congratulations, Micah Parsons, on a Hall of Fame induction. We'll destroy the Cowboys twice a year.
So, Maddie, I got to ask you about this. The Jets staff not supporting Saleh. What in the fuck is this about?
So, I mean, are we all really surprised that there's an off-season news coming out about the Jets that makes them look like a dysfunctional organization? I think it happens like every year, clockwork. No matter the good or the bad, there's always something. So, apparently, coaches within the organization, I think some that may be gone now, like the receivers or running backs coach, I don't know which one it was that leaked it, but apparently it all stemmed from when that news about Zach Wilson not wanting to regain the starting role after being benched was leaked to the NFL. So now reports are coming out that, internally the coaches leaked that, and then apparently Saleh became so paranoid after that news was leaked to the media that Zach Wilson didn't want to reclaim his starting role. He then went into a tailspin and held a meeting with staff 2 days later where he asked the leaker to reveal himself, according to multiple people in attendance. If you come forward now, you won't get in trouble, and then threatened to take their cell phones and pretty much figure it out on his own.
Yo, that reminds me
high school plot.
That reminds me of the Departed scene when they're trying to find the rat. Like they're just all in some like undisclosed location. Damn.
Also, was
am I listening to like a high school punishment right now? The fuck is this shit?
Matt, was that quoted from the article? Because if so, I know that journalist has been waiting his entire career to put leaker into a story that many times.
Yeah, that was a quote from the article from Diana Rossini and Zach Rosenblatt.
Oh.
100% have been waiting to put that into article their entire career.
Oh my god!
It is not too late to fire the bald idiot and get Mike Vrabel in there.
I will give you Mike McCarthy for Robert Saleh today.
I would do that.
You have to give him a first round pick too.
Also, by the way, I love how Chris put in the write up today. Is Russell Wilson done in Denver? I just wrote yes.
I just
have to discuss it. He's gone.
I looked at news on ESPN, and it was just talking about like he could be a Steeler, and I was like, oh shit. Okay,
Russell Wilson goes to the Commanders to reunite with Dan Quinn.
Ooh. With Eric Bieniemy at the helm for coaching his
which will give them 7 to 9 wins and maybe.
Commanders got to take. Commanders got to take
a better record than the Giants will next year. So there you go.
Commanders got to take a quarterback in the draft.
Just got notified. I don't know if this is
draft a quarterback, so it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to trade Russ for that the Commanders pick.
No, okay. I don't know if this is breaking news, but Orioles close to acquiring Corbin Burns from the Brewers.
Ooh,
that's a pretty good pickup. Most importantly for the Orioles, though,
pitching stuff, man.
They just sold their team.
I was going to say, the Orioles have a new owner, and I literally fell into Orioles TikTok and Twitter yesterday, and I've never clicked on an Orioles article in my entire life. But literally every other post was some kind of post celebrating the end of the era of their previous owner.
Well, they're like them and the Red Sox front office. The Red Sox were saying like, we're going to go full throttle. I said that at the top of the show. At least the Orioles owner, the previous one, was like, yeah, the success is great, but it's not sustainable because we need to be cheap. And fans are just like, are you shitting me? Like, you're not going to pay these guys to keep winning divisions and have like 100-win seasons. I'm good for Orioles fans.
Yeah, 100%. Also, number one farm system in baseball, so good for them. That's well done. Like, those kids need somebody. They don't need to ship out Holiday Sun for a bag of chips and a dishwasher
until he gets good, and under previous ownership, until he gets good, and then you got to pay him. But hopefully, it's different.
Oh my god, I love this. They were talking about giving us the NBA All-Star Game got announced, and they're talking about dunk contest. They were talking about sorry, it's totally random, right? They're talking about like letting old dunkers like Vince Carter and like Jason Richardson give out invites, and I was like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Wait, hold on now. Give out invites to
players to represent
players, or what about? I mean, because the one I saw was also like street dunkers, which would be the sickest.
Oh, I mean, crazy. But like Vince Carter's dunk contest was like Mac McClung, Shaden Sharp, Obi Toppin, Derek Jones, Trey Murphy, and Jaden LeKay, which also, by the way, all 6 of those dudes can fucking fly. So
I don't want Obi Toppin though. I'm tired of seeing that guy in the dunk contest.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Derek Jones Jr. would be fucking fun as shit because that dude can fucking get up. But I mean, like, Ant, get in the dunk contest, baby. Come on, Captain 44-inch vertical, and go after it.
Everything we started this show with, if that man goes in the dunk contest.
Listen, also, that was my biggest regret of like my college years, was like watching Andrew Wiggins pussy out of the dunk contest. Motherfucker had a 44-inch vertical leap and refused to do the dunk contest. I was like, you pussy.
LeBron? What?
Oh, the geriatric dunk contest? I got you.
No, I mean his entire career where he was like, I might be in the dunk contest next year. Yeah.
Yo, T-Mac, like seriously, another one.
No, T-Mac. Okay, I'm actually glad T-Mac never went into a dunk contest because honestly, he was a good in-game dunker. I don't think he had the height to be able to do a lot of.
Yeah, he was like, but his length kind of made his dunks ridiculous. But, all right. So we're in the final thing of the show today, boys and girls. Oh, by the way, Mike McDonald of the Seahawks. Any thoughts? Any of you guys?
Touchdown.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's one of the better hirings of the offseason.
Nice. All right, we're gonna go around the table here for the final little note here. So we're gonna go around and ask you, what is the one alcoholic beverage you will bring for yourself for the Super Bowl party, and what is one dish you bring to the Super Bowl party? So Maddie, we'll start with you. What are you drinking at the Super Bowl, and what are you bringing to the party?
I'm drinking margaritas all day, specifically mango margaritas, but classic's fine. I'm down in all that tequila. And then I am known for bringing the buffalo chicken dip.
All right, Kels.
I'm going with this beauty this year. It's called Dough Ball.
Ooh.
It's a cookie dough whiskey.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that.
That sounds delicious.
Is that available in the Northeast? I might have to try it.
It is available from Sillbox. It's a ship-to-home company, so if your state allows shipping to home, 100%. Food-wise, Super Bowl parties are always tough because I never know who, like I don't know. Whenever I go to somebody's house, I never know what they're gonna have. So I'm the type of guy. I'm just gonna keep it simple because I'm bringing the whiskey. I'm gonna ask what chips you need.
At that point, I think you're kind of set. Chris, what do you bring to the Super Bowl party?
I'm just going to generic beer. I'm bringing the Miller Lite case. For food, yeah, I'm kind of with Maddie, but like we usually make a cheesesteak dip.
Ooh,
it's pretty good.
Philly style, baby. I love it.
That sounds good.
Subs.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep it pretty simple, light beer, but I'll maybe bring like a 6er of IPAs, like for the fourth quarter. All right. Not a drink, but I'm definitely gonna be having my Zins because you got to throw that in, like for rally Zins.
Oh, see, we're a candidates family out here, brother.
That's true. I'm sorry, candidates.
Yeah.
Bring that.
I tell the boys, if you're not zenning, you're not winning.
Candidates, though, bring that. But
so Candidates wins.
Yeah, that's true. So on me, candidates. But for food, these little like meatballs, but also gotta get them. Yeah, these little I don't know if they're Swedish meatballs. They're in like this barbecue sauce. It's really good.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah. Okay. And then pigs in a blanket, dude. I could devour
Classics.
pigs in a blanket.
Okay.
Jared, did you see that? Did you see that text from earlier?
Which one?
I think it just came up.
Kelcey. Oh my god.
The victorious meme.
Oh my god. All right. For myself, I'm going to do a 6-course banquet with a 4-pack of IPAs, kind of intertwine and mix. For food, I am known for my Cajun cooking. So that being said, I will do my famous Cajun dirty mud wings, which my friends do not let me leave the actual place with. Every year, my Cajun wings, when I hosted for the last 5 years, gone. There's none left, so I will probably be doing that this year. I may throw in some dry rub southern boneless pork ribs, because that's been like my new thing I've been doing right now, because Costco always throws them on sale. So I'm going to do the Cajun dirty rub wings with maybe a little bit of boneless pork ribs, but got to bring the protein.
I got to go to your guys' Super Bowl parties, man.
I was about to say, like, I guess I'm too greedy. That maybe this is what it is. I'm too greedy to take something good to a Super Bowl party.
Because I love cooking for my friends. That's my thing. Like, I love that shit.
Like, so like I'll like for myself, I'll make some like birria tacos, things like that to like prep for the day. And then that way I can go in and I'm like, whatever's finger food, whatever. I don't care while I'm at somebody else's house. But like, no, I'm not sharing my birria tacos with somebody.
Oh, are you kidding me? I love cooking for people. That's my favorite thing. Like,
dude, Cajun wings sound banging though.
Yeah,
bro. Okay, so I won't tell. Obviously, there's only 4 people on this earth who know my Cajun seasoning recipe. My sister, my best friend, and my dad, and one other person.
Because I literally
my best friend's girlfriend. This way.
I literally called out your recipe and you said, yeah, pretty much. So
pretty much the exact same though.
Yeah, no, like I have some. There's some finagling I do. Trust me. That being said, basically the way I make the wings, I take my Cajun blends, I mix in the wings, I will grill them I'll pre-grill them on the grill, and then I will chuck them into the vat of Cajun seasoning, butter, water, Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of bourbon, and just let it sit there and bake in the oven for about 2 hours, and it comes out tasting phenomenal, and they basically fall off the bone.
That sounds awesome, man. I got to come to your guys'
messy shit though, so get some fucking napkins. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've had an amazing show in the in-between of the NFC Championship game week and AFC Championship game weekend and the Super Bowl. Subbi, you have been the guest of honor tonight because you made your triumphant return. Where can we find your amazing content?
X on at CBB Theater, Twitter, whatever it is. I feel like everyone's always saying that, but yeah, hop on Twitter at CBB Theater, and then on Instagram at Taryn Subramanian. It's all good stuff. We've been getting together some good interviews, so I appreciate you letting me join and jump back in, Jared. It's always good to be back.
Dude, buddy, I love having you. And one of these days we'll release the hidden episode if I can find that fucking file. You know, it's still in a draft on my fucking on my megaphone, but I can't find the audio files. I don't know where the fuck it went.
We'll find it at some point.
It's like a miss. I think it was like one day where Chris, Mason, and Matt all couldn't make it. So I texted him like, yo, you want to come do an episode with me? He goes, sure. And then I was so tired that whole week from work, I forgot to post it. And then I realized it was already Sunday. I was like, you know what? I'll just let it go. And then I completely forgot that I had to post it, and Belly Up and Friends was like, oh. And then I just kept getting buried, and I can't find the episode. It was actually good. Me and Subbi had a great conversation about like NBA dunkers and like modern eras in college basketball. Me and him went on this like amazing rant, and it's lost footage, and it kills me because I've been trying to find it for months. Every time I see the updates, like, you have a missing episode blank, featuring Subbi from Theater and College Basketball. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to find this audio, and I cannot find it for my on my laptop. Yeah. We're going to find it, Subs, and I'm going to post it and say, the missing episode has been found. Kelcey, where can we find you and our resident house cat DJ's content?
Yeah, you can find us on at
His connection going in and out. I
Nice
need this screenshotted for my phone.
There it is.
I
There's
disappeared.
nothing of
I'm
what
back
you
now.
said.
You're back. You're good. You're good. Roll.
I hate my internet. It always does it at the worst time. Anyways, you can find us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. each time live on all different platforms. Just check out our social medias at High Low Sports on everything other than X at high_low_sports for X.
My favorite Wednesday activity is watching these two goons. So
can I get off big screen now?
Okay.
My
it's
face
okay, buddy.
not made
It's okay, buddy. All right. Also, by the way, shout out to our boys Craft Brew for the awesome merchandise, helping out an amazing family who raised an amazing kid. That being said, shout out to Subs, Kels, Deej, Rob, anybody who commented on our show today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Jared Clem, alongside my co-hosts, Matt Ardazzo, Chris Lipoff, and, of course, Subs and Kels. We appreciate you for coming through. Have an amazing weekend. We will see you guys on Monday. Just kidding. No show Monday. Gotcha. All right. As is tradition, we do not do a show on Monday. We only do our Super Bowl preview show, which is Thursday. We do a 2-hour at 7 to 9 o'clock show estimate. It usually goes about 8:45, to be honest, but multiple guests coming through. We might see both high-low boys coming in on that episode. Wink, wink. Maybe Subs wants to drop in for a moment, drop his pick in there. Kev from the former Corner Booth Coast will be stopping through for at least the first hour and a half. Maybe we get a couple more guests in there. Our Super Bowl show is always a fun time. Wink, wink. That's where Kevin did his proposal a couple years ago. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have an amazing weekend. We will see you guys next Thursday as we take next week off. And then, oh my God, we have our Monday show, and that's the end of season 10, boys.
10 seasons, Sam. Hat tip to you.
Yeah, man. Then we get our 3 weeks of not giving a shit, and then March, I think 2nd, season 11 kicks off. So it's gonna be fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to our sponsors, Camps.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off for the amazing alternative to your dipping and tobacco needs. Mahler Bros, promo code BELLYUP15 for 15% off at checkout. And of course, our friends over at SeatGeek, Belly Up Sports for $20 off your initial purchase, and the good people at Belly Up Sports and Belly Up Media for presenting this podcast to you today. I am your host, Jared Clem. We hope you have a great weekend, and adios.